The Mississippi being the second longest in North America and the fourth largest river in the world in size and habitat diversity, it also has many uses that contribute to the economy for transportation purposes, recreation, waste management, and an energy supply. There were several major battles fought on the Mississippi River during the Civil War. One of these battles was the Battle of Vicksburg. Control of the Mississippi River was crucial economically and psychologically during the war. Farmers, merchants, and politicians were displeased with the idea of the river being closed because of Confederate artillery along the banks of the river. Vicksburg, as President Lincoln called, was a key in ensuring the Union gained control of the river. The campaign to capture Vicksburg took place from the spring of 1862 through the summer of 1863. Vicksburg ended up being one of the Union's most successful campaigns of war. In 3 weeks, Grant's Union Army marched 180 miles, won 5 battles, and captured more than 6,000 prisoners. With this victory, Union troops controlled more than the entire Mississippi River, and the Confederacy was effectively split in half. While the river is widely used for kayaking, canoeing, fishing, and boating, there is about $54 billion in agricultural products transported through the river annually, making up 92% of the United States farm exports. However, between 2 and 3% of the water's infrastructure is falling or in conditions of near falling. The dams along the river are crumbling and critical to the economy for transportation. These dams, built in the 1930s, were said to last 50 years, which by now is way overdue for fixing. With a falling infrastructure and the rate of agricultural crops being transported supposed to increase by 20%, failing infrastructure could be costly, and billions of agricultural would have to find new ways to transport their goods through trucks, causing more pollution. The river, facing more problems than just failing infrastructure, also has had years of abuse to it in terms of pollution and uncontrollable flooding, as well as the drought in 2012 affecting farmers' ability to sell grain. Flooding in the Mississippi has always been a problem in previous years. For example, in 2011, flooding caused $2.8 billion in economic damage throughout 119 counties. This year, water levels and flooding has reached an all-time high. This is affecting the fishing industries, causing $258 million in losses. It's even causing oyster shortages in the Gulf, resulting in restaurants to stop selling oysters. The flooding is causing a dead zone in the mouth of the Gulf of Mexico, where the Mississippi meets the ocean. The dead zone has been there for a while, however, it's increasing in size due to floods. This was caused as a result of the nutrient pollution from humans and other human activities, like urbanization and agriculture. When the Mississippi River floods, it actually floods farmlands and other areas, and when it starts receding, it brings all the fertilizers and pollution back downstream. Combined with warm weather and temperatures, it creates this dead zone where it makes water lack oxygen. This can cause algae blooms and many other problems to this ecosystem. There is also 4.1 million loss in hotel room revenue in June and July from harmful algae blooms. Hotel occupancy was down 5% during this period. However, beach vendors and fishing charters suffered losses up to 70%. Fortunately, the water is safe again from swimming, and the seafood from the water are once again safe to eat. The Clean Water Act has helped reduce pollution from point sources such as industry, but manufacturing, urbanization, and timbering, as well as sedimentation issues, have polluted the water and have led to the loss of coastal wetlands downstream. America's Watershed Initiative has called for a $1 billion increase in funding to address the problem. Additionally, in 2015, a group of U.S. mayors met at Paris Climate Conference to propose solutions to water quality and other environmental issues plaguing the Mississippi River. Several organizations signed an agreement to improve conditions along the waterways. Among the solutions include stabilizing riverbanks, erosion, reducing urban runoff, and encouraging sustainable agricultural practices, including planting cover crops to limit the movement of soil and nutrients into rivers. The mayors were worried that climate change has increased the severity and frequency of droughts and flooding along the river, which posed the two biggest challenges to the health of the river.